Freight rates. They're like a wild bucking bronco. One minute they're soaring high, making carriers feel like kings. The next, they plummet faster than a lead balloon, leaving everyone scrambling. This chaotic cycle in trucking rates is a constant headache. It makes planning almost impossible. You think you've got it figured out, then bam! The market shifts. It's unpredictable. This uncertainty doesn't just affect the folks behind the wheel. It ripples through the entire supply chain, touching businesses and consumers alike. It's a tough game to be in, always wondering what tomorrow's rates will bring. This crazy dance of numbers is all about supply and demand. Sometimes there are loads of trucks available, but not enough stuff to move. Other times, freight is piled high, and there aren't enough rigs to haul it. This imbalance is the engine driving the rate roller coaster. When there's more freight than trucks, carriers can charge more, and customers pay it. But when there's a surplus of trucks, brokers and shippers can push those rates down, way down. Carriers then face the tough choice: haul cheap or don't haul at all. It's a constant tug of war, a relentless push and pull. Now, this isn't just about numbers on a computer screen. These aren't abstract figures. These rates directly impact real people, real families. Truck drivers have mortgages to pay, kids to feed. Small trucking companies have massive overheads, fuel, insurance, truck payments. When rates dive into the basement, good hardworking folks get squeezed hard. They might be forced to cut corners on maintenance, which is dangerous. Or they might push themselves to drive longer, unsafe hours just to make ends meet. This isn't just bad for them, it's bad for all of us sharing the road. Everyone loves a bargain, I get that. We all want to save a buck. But chasing the absolute cheapest freight rate can be a recipe for disaster in the long run. If rates stay too low for too long, good carriers start to go out of business. They just can't sustain it. Then, when you really need a truck, guess what? There are fewer of them available, and those remaining can charge a premium. Suddenly, that cheap rate doesn't look so cheap anymore. It's a short-sighted strategy that often ends up costing everyone more. We need to think smarter. Let's talk about the customer, the shipper. They're the ones who need their goods moved from point A to point B. They want it done reliably, safely, and of course, as cheaply as possible. They have their own budgets to worry about, their own customers to satisfy. It's a tough balancing act.
But if they push too hard for rock-bottom prices, the quality of service can suffer. Late deliveries, damaged goods, or even carriers who simply can't afford to take the load, that's no bargain for anyone. They need good service, but that comes at a fair cost.
Then you've got the freight broker. These are the matchmakers of the trucking world. They connect the shippers who have freight with the carriers who have trucks. Their job is a constant negotiation, a high-wire act. They're trying to find a rate that the customer will accept and that a carrier is willing to haul for.
When the market is volatile, our job becomes incredibly stressful. We get squeezed from both sides, trying to keep everyone somewhat happy while still earning our own commission. It's a vital role, but often a thankless one, especially in this rate tug of war.
Next up is the carrier. These are the folks who own the trucks and employ the drivers. They are the backbone of this whole operation. They've invested huge amounts of money in their equipment. They're battling rising costs for fuel, insurance, tires, and maintenance.
When freight rates dip below our operating costs, we're in serious trouble. We can't pay our drivers a decent wage. We can't afford to keep our trucks in top shape. We're out there doing the heavy lifting, literally, and we deserve to make a fair living from it. This isn't a hobby, it's our livelihood.
And don't forget the dispatcher. They're the unsung heroes working behind the scenes at the trucking company. Think of them as air traffic controllers, but for big rigs. They're juggling drivers, schedules, routes, and customer demands.
They have to deal with unexpected breakdowns, traffic jams, and weather delays. When rates are in the gutter, the pressure on dispatchers is immense. They're desperately trying to find loads that will at least cover costs, let alone make a profit. It's a high-stress, demanding job, trying to piece together a puzzle where the pieces keep changing shape.
Fair rates aren't just a nice idea. They are absolutely essential for a healthy trucking industry. Think about it logically. If truck drivers can't earn a decent living, why would they stick around? We already hear about driver shortages. Paying peanuts for demanding work only makes that problem worse.
And when there aren't enough drivers, who feels the pain? Everyone. Deliveries get delayed. The cost of goods can go up. Store shelves might even start looking a little bare. It's all interconnected. The system needs every part to be healthy.
Sustainability in trucking means building an industry that can last, not just one that limps from one cheap load to the next. If carriers aren't making a fair profit, they can't reinvest in their businesses. They can't afford to buy newer, safer, more fuel-efficient trucks. They can't keep up with essential maintenance on their current fleet.
Old, poorly maintained trucks are a risk on the road, and they're not great for the environment either. Fair rates allow for that crucial reinvestment, ensuring the industry can evolve and improve. This benefits society as a whole.
It really boils down to respect for the hard work involved. Driving a commercial truck is not an easy job. These men and women are away from their families for long stretches. They navigate challenging road conditions, deal with tight schedules, and bear a huge responsibility for their cargo and public safety. They are the ones who keep our economy moving, delivering virtually everything we use, eat, and wear. Don't they deserve to be compensated fairly for that vital contribution?
Fair rates are a tangible way of showing that their work is valued. When freight rates reflect the true cost of doing business, the entire ecosystem benefits. Carriers can operate more stably and invest in their future. Drivers can earn a respectable living, leading to better retention and safety.
Brokers can build stronger, more reliable partnerships with both shippers and carriers. Customers, in turn, receive more dependable and consistent service. It's not about one side winning and the other losing. It's about creating a balanced environment where everyone in the supply chain can thrive. That's the kind of sustainability we should all be aiming for. So how do we break free from this relentless tug-of-war over cheap rates? Well, some companies are actively working to build a more sensible system. Take an outfit like Saul Syndicate, for example. They've seen the chaos. They understand the pressures faced by everyone from the customer to the carrier. Their approach seems to be about more than just moving a box from here to there. They're looking at the bigger picture, trying to foster a more sustainable and fair environment within the trucking industry. This kind of thinking is a breath of fresh air. What Saul Syndicate aims to provide is a sense of balance in a lopsided world. They talk about real loads, not just chasing phantom opportunities. They focus on securing rates that are viable, rates that allow carriers to run their businesses properly and pay their drivers fairly. Beyond just the numbers, they also emphasize providing real support. Trucking is a tough business, and having a partner who understands the challenges and offers genuine assistance can make a world of difference. It's about recognizing the human element in all of this. Moving smart in freight isn't just about finding the absolute lowest price today. It's about understanding total value and long-term implications. It's about recognizing that if rates are consistently too low, the service, reliability, and even the availability of trucks will eventually suffer. When you choose to work with entities that prioritize fair practices and sustainability, like Saul Syndicate endeavors to, you're not just getting a load moved. You're investing in a more stable, predictable, and ultimately healthier supply chain for everyone. This is the intelligent, forward-thinking approach to logistics. In the end, everyone involved in the trucking industry has a part to play in fixing this. Customers, brokers, carriers, and dispatchers. We all need to aim for practices that are smart and sustainable, not just cheap and fast. Let's support the businesses and the models that strive for that crucial balance. A thriving trucking industry, built on fairness and respect, benefits our entire economy. It keeps our country supplied, it keeps our roads safer, and it keeps good people in essential jobs. That's a destination worth working towards, together.